Thank you guys so much for hopping on our team call tonight. We are going to talk about volume and the leadership ladder. And I feel like I do not talk about this enough. Volume is kind of something where I feel like I get tongue-tied trying to talk about it, so I just don't. And that's not right of me. I need to just work through it and push through it. So this is definitely something that has never been my strong point. So I think it's fun to share with you guys and talk to you and kind of, show I'm not perfect. I don't understand a lot of things, and I had to teach myself a lot. My husband is signed up on my strong leg. I had no idea what I was doing. So I'm trying to get over my fear of saying, oh, I don't understand volume. I don't want to talk about it. And just teaching myself how to teach you, because I had to figure everything out myself, and I don't want you to have to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And you guys can follow along. I have, Sarah sent me a PowerPoint that she had. I just edited kind of some of it. So go from here. Okay. All right. So speaker view. There we go. Oh, wait. Let me mute everybody. I muted everybody. If you have any questions or anything, you can unmute yourself, and always post in the chat, and other people can help answer you as well. So really briefly, for anybody that's a brand new coach, I'm going to explain your rank really quick by using this awesome photo. So Emerald Coach, this is you as an Emerald Coach right here. You have a coach on your left and a coach on your right, and the PS stands for personally sponsored. And if you look here, the legend blue is active with 50 personal volume points. And you green is active with 50 personal volume points. Once you hit ruby, which means you have 2 coaches on each side and 1 of each are emerald, which means they have 2 of their own coaches. And ruby, a lot of people skip over because a lot of times they have enough coaches and they're just waiting on those 2 emeralds to pop. So it's kind of rare when people are ruby. A lot of times they skip over that. But as a ruby coach, you have to have 75 personal volume points to be active. And then with diamond coach, you have to have 100 PV. So you have to have 90 PV on HD for emerald, ruby, or diamond if you want to be considered hitting Success Club. You can't hit Success Club and not have 90 PV on Home Direct. They just don't count it. You can have Success Club 5, but they don't count it because that's a requirement. So you might say, what am I supposed to buy for 10 PV once I'm a diamond coach? It's anything you buy or sell. So if you sell, even if you sold like a base kit, that would be your personal volume point to make up for it. So it's not, you don't have to go buy something else for 10 PV to hit that 100 PV either. And Star Diamond, Diamond and Star Diamond both have to have 100 PV. So Diamond, you need 1 emerald on each side, 4 coaches total, 4 on your left, 4 on your right, 1 on each side has 2 coaches of their own. Star Diamond is 1 diamond, 1 diamond plus the diamond requirements. So today, Alexis hit diamond, yay, and Debbie hit 1 star qualifying. So you don't just become 1 star as soon as your diamond becomes diamond, your personally sponsored coach. You have to hold that rank for 6 weeks. And it's a long 6 weeks. So that is why it's so important to ingrain it into the brains of your coaches that you need to check on your sponsorship drill down, and you need to make sure that your coaches are staying active. You're not going to drop a diamond or drop an emerald. And so we will be breaking down into how to talk about your sponsorship drill down more, but basically just go to my business, my downline, and sponsorship drill down. And you'll see your coaches listed there. If you're emerald, you're going to have a coach on your left and a coach on your right. If you ever log in and you see somebody listed as, it says inactive, it'll say status in a column, it'll say inactive. And if it's red, if it says inactive in red, it means they're not inactive yet, but if they don't order anything by Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern time, they will be inactive. So if you have 2 coaches and one of them is red inactive, I send them a message, hey girl, how are you? How's it going? Just checking to see if you're still on Home Direct for your shakes, what your favorite flavor is, how things are going. And if somebody says like, oh, I had to cancel it this month or I have too much, I'm like, girl, drink 2 shakes a day. Here's my favorite mug cake recipe for you to start drinking that Shake-O up and get you back on track. Because, you know, it's like birth control. It doesn't work unless you're drinking it every day. You don't get the same benefits. So that's the kind of thing that I do. And if you ever have the case where somebody says, I'm on Home Direct, I didn't cancel it. Sometimes if a month is a little longer, they will basically say they're going to be inactive, but they don't. So if that is the case, ask your Diamond sponsor upline and they'll let you know you've got to request an active status guarantee. That's a lot of freaking information. Don't really worry about it. If you see somebody that's red inactive and you message them and they say, no, I've never canceled it, message your Diamond upline and they'll know how to help you. So you don't have to remember all of that. All right, so build up your weak leg to 4 active coaches before going back to your strong leg. Once you hit Emerald, you've got 1 on your left, 1 on your right. Whichever leg is your weak leg, build that up to 4 coaches and then go back to your strong leg. But you have to check your sponsorship drill down, because if that one coach goes inactive, whoop, you are no longer Emerald. Even if you have 4 over here and 0 over here, you're no longer Emerald. You're not going to make that weekly cycle bonus, and you're not going to have you're going to lose all your carryover volume when you lose your Emerald. So as an Emerald coach, you start accruing carryover volume, which is cool, we'll talk about, but you don't accrue any volume unless you're Emerald. When you sign on hubby, significant other, or family member that you can work their business, always put them on your weak leg. Ask your upline coach which leg you are on. So if you are on my right leg, then your right leg is going to be your strong leg for the most part. There are some circumstances where that's not the truth. So just check with your upline, and what you can do is log into your Coach Online office, and you'll go to My Business, My Downline, Graphical Genealogy. And when you log in, there will be coaches on one leg. Most likely there'll be coaches on one leg, which are somebody from either your sponsor or somebody on that strong leg has added a coach, and they plop underneath you. So that's your strong leg. So then you know, okay, that's my strong leg. I'm going to put my significant other or whoever on the opposite leg. So if you have any questions about any of this at all, just ask your upline. We'll help you. So you don't have to know it all at once. It's a lot of information, but I'm just trying to give it to you because a lot of times I, don't tell you enough, and I kind of think, oh, they'll figure it out on their own, and I don't want to have to do that. I saw D'Angela's comment. Okay, so team cycle bonus, and yes, Sarah, I said this was yours. So team cycle bonus, just as an example, in the beginning, it's going to be all commission. It's you, based on you. After you're seeing, okay, I've got $42 as a team bonus, and that's a big freaking deal. So celebrate that. That means you're building a team and they're moving and grooving. I don't know. I've never used the term moving and grooving before. I don't know where that came from. Team bonus. Okay. So look at her team bonus growing to 126. This is her first paycheck as a Diamond coach. And then last week's paycheck. So she was 1 year into a coach, and her team bonus was $486. So cool. So that is, really, and I don't know if this is Sarah's or not. I just am using a PowerPoint she sent me, but this is so cool to see how that grows after just 1 year into the business. And that's why it's not important to focus on, oh, but if I sign a discount coach, I'm not going to make that $32 a month and da-da-da-da. That $32 a month is not the big picture. The big picture is volume is king. And I'm not saying that this is a normal progression or this is what normally happens with money. It depends on you. I can't tell you, yeah, if you coach for 1 year, you'll make $486 in team bonus. No, you freaking won't if you don't recruit coaches and work your business. So don't just think like, okay, I just have to hang out for a year and then it'll come. You have to actively recruit. So for me, last year, I actively recruited 8 to 10 coaches every month. And I had been recruiting before that. I Probably, I can't tell you the number because I've had coaches quit and things like that, but I know I've recruited over 100 coaches. I don't know the exact number, but I am constantly, well, obviously if you do the math, 10 times 12 is 120. So obviously more than that, but I don't know exactly how many there are because I also have 3 accounts. Mine, my husband's, and then my second business center. But with that, I have built my cycle bonus that just in my business center alone, it's a 4-digit cycle bonus. And I'm not saying this like, look at me, I did this, you can have this. It's me working really hard. But don't get frustrated because it didn't happen for me right away. It took me digging deep. It took me recruiting. It took me time to find my gold ships, which the diamonds on our team, so many of them didn't even start working for like the first year that they were a coach. And that's okay. You don't give up on people because you never know when something's going to click and they're going to start working. So it's just a numbers game. It's a matter of inviting more coaches and income disclaimer. I had to throw in the income disclaimer. So it's just a matter of we're constantly finding new blood because people are excited and you want to work with the willing, not the people that were so close to diamond last year and you're like, you just need 3 more coaches, you got this. They don't have that fire in them. And I'm not here to beg people. I'm here to excite people that are willing to work. I'm not here to say, bye, Felicia, you're not diamond, you don't matter to me. No, I'm not saying that either. Everybody matters to me, but I work with the willing. So if I'm not messaging you or I'm not, involved with your business, it doesn't mean that you can't come to me and ask me, but it also means that the people that I'm checking in on are the people that are hitting Success Club, that are recruiting, that I know are posting and that want it. And that's what you need to do as a coach. You need to work with the willing instead of pulling teeth from those people that you're like, oh, but you're in this position that I really need you to hit Emerald. And you can't make somebody want it. You just have to find more people. And, I always tell people, you're not going to find if it's, me talking to Sarah, you're not going to find a Sarah as much as you like to. It's really hard for you to find another Sarah that wants it as bad as you. For me, when I signed on as a coach, I watched every single YouTube video there was imaginable. I dug deep. I stopped hanging out with friends so that I could understand the business model. I did everything I could to grow my business because I hated my job and I wanted out of it. Most people are not willing to sacrifice that, and that's what I did. And I'm not saying do this at all. Please learn from my mistakes, but I put my business before my husband, and you cannot do that. So, for now I have really focused on, okay, I'm going to be productive for 4 hours during the day. And then at night, that is my time with my husband. And I don't care if somebody sends me a message about, hey, tell me more about this, or can I join your team? If they go find some other Beachbody coach in the 3 hours that I was hanging out with my husband, goodbye. I don't need to waste my time chasing people. I always follow up the next day. I always check in, but you need to put your family and your significant other first and know that this business is going to bless your life. But why put the wants and needs of somebody else before somebody that totally matters? 6 to 9 is such a busy time for me. I can't watch a movie or pay attention because there's so many people that are home from work. It doesn't matter. Prioritize. And if that's your time block where you're like, okay, babe, I'm working from 7 to 8. And then after that, you want to watch TV or you want to watch a movie or you want to do this, fine. But just please learn from my mistakes and do not ignore your significant other or family, because you're building this business so your family can have the stability. And, I'm really lucky that I have a patient man and he didn't give up on me, because I'd be like, oh, McDonald party. Well, I wouldn't be McDonald, but I'd be like, oh, April party 1, here's my cycle bonus. But money is not the key. It's you building a substantial, future for your family and not pissing your family off and, not getting to enjoy that time. So you can't burn yourself out by being Beachbody. You have to find a balance. And, whatever works for you. A lot of times I have busy moms and I tell them, write down everything you have to do for the day. And if you put in 30 minutes of Beachbody here, 30 minutes of Beachbody here, your workout here, then just do it. If you need to time block every single hour spot, do it. that was a total rampage, and I got so far off of where I wanted to be, but I hope that was helpful. Okay, so as an Emerald coach, you unlock the compensation plan. You get to start cycling as your team is growing and building their business underneath you. So you get $14 a cycle as an Emerald coach, and you get $18 a cycle as a Diamond coach. Woo woo! Another motivation for you to get to Diamond. So one cycle is you get 200 on your strong leg. So I'm just going to say this is 200. Say this is my strong leg, and this is my weak leg, and I have 100 volume points over here. So it's 300 total, 200 from your strong, 100 from your weak. If I have 250 over here and 120 over here, I'm going to cycle one time. Yay! If I had 8,000 over here and I had 100 over here, I would still cycle one time, because it depends on your weak leg. So you want to try to look at your legs, and you want to kind of have a 2-to-1 ratio of volume, and you're trying to constantly build that weak leg up, because, I mean, depending, some people have even legs and you have to adjust for that. So if you had an even leg, you may have to build your strong leg, but you also will get into carryover volume. If you have carryover volume, you take that into effect and you continue to build that weak leg. So we'll get to that. Volume is sometimes confusing. Just know you want it to be a 2-to-1 ratio, and you want to build your weak leg volume up, because the more weak volume you have on your weak leg, the more times you can cycle. So, but again, it has to be a 2-to-1 ratio. Now you have carryover volume, which again, we'll get to, but you can take that into effect. So, you know, if you have a ton of carryover volume, you can dip into that and use that. And in your weak leg, even if your weak leg is, you know, even, say your legs are even and it's like 500 on both. And you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to cycle 5 times, because 100 on your weak. So if you had 500, you could cycle 5 times. But if you only had 500 on your strong leg, well, you would need 1,000 to be able to use all that. But if you had at least 500 carryover volume in your carryover volume, then it would add to the 500. So you'd have 500 plus 500, you'd have 1,000. And then you'd have 500 over here. So you could cycle 5 times. So that is kind of a lot of information. If you have questions, like, go on YouTube and search cycle bonus. Look at Caleb Thomas's video. Look it up, because like I said, this is my biggest weakness, is trying to explain cycle bonuses and volume, because I stutter so bad and I like say the wrong words and I can't get words out. I attribute this to my mom. She's always doing this and saying the wrong words and like can't get them out. And baby brain is even worse. So I'm really trying, and I know this is probably confusing. Just talk to your upline about it, just with your right specific questions down, and we can go over that. All right. What is happening? I feel like it's still going to move. Okay, your matching bonus. See. No, wait. Anybody can do this business. All right, matching bonus. Ruby and above coaches, which Ruby is 2 coaches on one leg, 2 coaches on the other leg. One of each of those is an emerald. Ruby and above coaches earn a matching bonus from their personally sponsored coaches team cycle bonus. Ruby, you get 5% of it. Diamond, you get 10%. So let's just look at the diamond. Ignore Ruby, because chances are you won't be Ruby. Diamond example. So if you have a personally sponsored coach that makes $576 on their team cycle, woo, they are awesome. Then your matching bonus would be $57.60. Easy as that. Your matching bonus in the beginning, you might be like, I made $2. Cool. But celebrate that as soon as you have, a matching bonus. That is something to celebrate. So, and if you are not diamond yet, celebrate even if you cycled 1 time. That's really exciting. Once you start seeing that cycle bonus, it's like, yes, I'm building a team. I'm doing this. Okay, so there's also something on your paycheck that you'll see subscription commission, and that's if anybody has the club membership. So they pay basically $40 for 3 months of being able to get access to the Beachbody on demand, and they get 10% off all their orders. So basically you make 40% of that. We make 25% on everything except for the commission of the club membership. Then you get 40% of that. So you make $16 if somebody's club membership comes out. I always warn my coach or my customers about Emerald, the club membership. You really don't need it as a customer if you are not using the Beachbody On Demand. If you're using the Beachbody On Demand, then yes, you need it. But as a customer, you don't need it otherwise. So I have them cancel that. As an Emerald, you want to have that club membership because that helps you get free leads, and you will not get them without them. So this is a thing I made about how to get Beachbody leads. So you must be an active Emerald coach. So don't even think about getting leads until you're Emerald. You must be a paid club member. So that's $40 quarterly, and that also gets you access to the Beachbody On Demand, which I don't have a CD player in my computer, so that's what I use every single day. Love it. In the beginning, it was kind of choppy and kind of annoying, and sometimes it would shut down. It's come a long way. I don't have any issues with it. And then I stream it to my TV using a Chromecast or a Roku Fire Stick or whatever they're called, or you can use your Apple TV if you have one. All right, so you must hit Success Club 5 in the previous month for free leads. So if I hit Success Club 5 in May and I was an Emerald coach and I have my club membership, then in June, I'm gonna get free leads. And that shows up as customer program leads. So if you look at the picture on the bottom, it says customer program. Like this is where I log into my Coach Online office and it'll say on the bottom left side, it'll say right here on those My Alerts, it'll say you have 6 new customers. So I would pop in there and I would see, okay, if it's my site, that's somebody that I sent to my site that I knew. And I said, hey, here's my link. Let me know when you order. But if it says customer program, that's a free lead. Now, if you hit Success Club 10 in May and had the club membership and you are an Emerald, then you get paid leads. So you see Success Club program, Success Club program, Success Club program. That is somebody that is a paid lead. So I also get commission from them. The free lead, it's not commission, but it's very cool. I reach out to them. I send them an email, check in on them. And then I, if they order again, then you do get commission from it. But I had somebody that was a free lead that I started to talk to, and now she's a discount coach on our team. So don't think like, oh, why do I want a free lead? Because chances are they're going to order something else, and you can talk to them about discount coaching, maybe real coaching, or you'll get commission from them in the future. So that's basically it. I always invite them to Facebook. You can send them a text, an email, whichever. All right, so team cycle bonus and income continued. So matching bonus, didn't I already talk about that? Yeah, you can have 10%, get 10% of what your cycles, your personally sponsored coaches are cycling. Carryover volume. Okay, so I was saying I was going to get to that. Volume builds from the start of the pay period. So we go Thursday to Wednesday. So today's the first day of our pay period. And then we go to Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. Whatever's left after your bonus is paid out is yours to bank for next week. So, if you had, let's just say I had 250 over here and 120 over here. That 50 carryover volume is going to go to that leg that you can use next week, or that 20 will also go to your week leg. So you'll see carryover volume. So if you go to your business and then click my volume and click on my carryover volume, you will see what your carryover volume is. You do not have carryover volume until you're an active Emerald coach, and you lose it all if you lose your active status or if you lose your rank. So don't go inactive. You're going to lose. That's like your bank, and you're going to lose it. So I made this and I posted this the other day. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. I posted this the other day. So this is where you go to my volume, my carryover volume, and, basically kind of went over all of this already. But, you need 200 from your strong leg. You need 100 from your weak leg. So if your carryover volume is 860 and you divide that by 200, because that's going to be if your carryover volume on your strong leg. So that's 4.3. So 4.3 is your carryover. You can cycle 4.3 times basically. So you take that times whatever you are. If you're an Emerald coach, you take 4.3 times 14. That's $56 in cycle bonus. If you're a Diamond coach, 4 times 18. and that's $72, not 4.3 because you can't use that 0.3. So you just take that 4. So if I'm looking at and I say I have 860 volume carryover volume on my strong leg, and then I am a diamond coach, I'm like, that's $72 sitting there that I'm not using. So I need to build up my weak leg, sign a coach over there, sign a challenge. Well, signing a challenge packs just go to you. They don't go to either leg. So that's why signing coaches is awesome, because you can choose where that volume goes. Now, once you hit your goal of either Success Club 5 or Success Club 10, whatever your goal is, put all those other orders through your significant other, spouse, family member, whatever coach, whatever account you have to access, because they're going to help you grow your volume. Instead of just putting them on you, that's not helping your volume, because like I said, it doesn't get designated. You can't say, I want this challenge pack to go to my weak leg. I wish you could, but you can't. So if I went and I put that through for me, my second business center is on my weak leg. But for you, say your boyfriend is on your weak leg, and you put a challenge pack order through him, that's going to help your weak leg volume. So that's why I said to do that. Wrong way. All right, so I posted this before. I've kind of basically gone over all of this already in the slide, but this is in the photo album of our team page, and I've basically gone over everything already, but this is a really helpful, puts basically everything I've said so far all in one little thing. All right, so I hope that you get it by now. How do I cycle? 200 volume points on one leg and 100 volume points on the other leg. So this is an example. If I had 540 on my left leg and 200 on my right leg, I take out 100 and then I have 100 left. So I take out another 100 and I cycle again. So I get 2 cycles. And so say I was an Emerald coach, that would be $28. So there's that. So let me check the chat and see if anybody has any question. Okay. Breathe. Yes, I was not breathing. Okay. If you guys have any questions so far, go ahead and post in the chat. I'm hoping that for the most part, this is making sense. How to determine your cycle bonus. Again, take your weak leg number, divide by 100, and times it by 18 if you're diamond, 14 if you're emerald, and 16 if you're ruby. So that's basically it. Okay. Sponsorship drill down. This is so important for you, and this is where you know, okay, I don't want to drop emerald. I don't want it because I don't want to lose my carryover volume. I also don't want my coach to lose their diamond, or I don't want to lose my diamond because I'm going to lose that. I'm not going to be making $18 per cycle anymore. So you go into my business and then you go, welcome Sarah Smith. Yes, I'm looking at yours. My business, my downline, and then sponsorship drill down. And this is what it looks like right here. And then you can kind of look at these people right here. And this is what I was talking about. So you could see right here, it says inactive and it's red. If that person does not order by Wednesday before midnight, then they are going to go to inactive. So right now they're still considered active, but they will not be next week. So it's really important to take a look at that, because if you're emerald, if you just have 2 coaches, and I'm not saying it like just, that's awesome. But if you have 2 coaches, and one is red inactive, if you don't sign a coach or talk to that person and get them to order Shakeology or something with 50 personal volume points by the following week, you lose your emerald and your carryover volume. So, and we always say this so much, speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. And if you're like taking a step back from your business, chances are your coaches are going to see that and think, okay, so when time gets tough, I can take a step back from my business. And they're not going to have that same mentality that make time when you don't have time and do it when you don't feel like it. And, even if it's just 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, that's what I did when I started. I had 3 jobs and that's what I had to do. So don't think that you need to give 4 hours a day. I work full time. I coach full time. And right now I probably work 4 to 6 hours a day. But what I was doing last year is working 12 hours every day. And I was not being busy. I was not being productive. I was just being busy. I was scrolling. I was focusing on this. I was doing this. I was doing that. And this year I hired 3 virtual assistants. One does my blog, one does my challenge group posting, and one does like my report running and things. Like right now, simple things like that cycle bonus earner post I make in the team page each week. I decided to teach somebody to do that for me because I want to be able to celebrate my team. But that's something that I always put off because I'm like, oh, let me get my stuff in first and then do this. So I have somebody that I taught her how to run the report, and she's going to make it and post it for me. I taught her how to run Success Club reports so she can run it and then make the graphic. And all she did today was she sent it to me. Instead of me running the report and then making the graphic and spending all this time, she did everything. And then she messaged it to me, and I was like, boop, and I made a post. And I have Christina schedules all of my challenge group posts. I don't schedule anything anymore. And that alone has probably relieved so much stress. So if you want the names, I've shared it before. I'm happy to share you guys again. I also have somebody that does my blog work. She takes some of my Instagram posts, puts it into a blog, and then puts it into a pinnable image and puts it on Pinterest. Like so many different ways that I'm attracting other people, but it's all started with one Instagram post. And then she put it into my blog, and then she put it into Pinterest. So, just don't be afraid to let somebody else do it for you. Even if you feel like you don't have the money, like Christina, for example, is like $5.60 an hour. Like even if you just give her stuff that would be 2 hours a week, that's 2 hours taken off your plate that you probably spend 4 to 5 hours doing because you're not sitting down and focus and doing it. It's you being like, let me do this, and then let me do this, let me do this, let me do this, let me do this. And it's not getting done well. So just delegate crap out. Another thing you can do is, let yourself get somebody to clean your house. No, I started doing it when I was like, I do not have the money. I don't even know how like some of these bills are going to get paid, but this will give me more time and will stress me out less to be able to focus on my business. So I was like, I'm not going to have the money, but I just was focused on my meal planning and my grocery list because that's a big expense for me. That's probably my biggest expense besides, bills and stuff is groceries. And I know how, if I shop at Aldi's, if I shop from my list and I only get what I need, I can save money right there. So whatever you find that, you can help you, just do it. Okay, so Angela said, taking a step back hurt my business so much. And it's so hard, to get back on track. So, and that's so true. Like, it's just once you're going, and then you take a step back, your team thinks they can take a step back, and you're not finding new blood. You're not finding those excited people, and your team kind of gets a little fizzled out, and they're like, well, I'm really busy too. So I could do it when I feel like it. Like, you have to set the pace. And if you're like, I don't want to quit my job, I don't want to, being a star diamond isn't something my goal, or I don't need to have a ton of money, or, whatever your thing is, then you can work this business how you want to. But if your goal is to, be a star diamond, make X amount of money, and you're taking, your weekends off, then that right there is why you're not hitting that goal. And not that you need to live on your phone, but I don't take days off from posting, and I don't take days off from messaging people. And I don't say, oh, it's Saturday, I'm going to work for 8 hours today. Saturdays and Sundays, I do like scale back, and I work maybe 1 or 2 hours here and there. So I'm not a slave to my phone, but I don't take days off. Even, it wouldn't hurt me if I did here and there, but it will compound into you taking those weekends off all the time, that you're not going to see your business grow the way you wished it would. So, okay, so now we're going to talk about Leadership Ladder. So that was a ton of information about volume. If you have any questions, please just let us know. So what you have to do is when you log into your Coach Online Office, where you see your Success Club points? Look up here on this top left. So usually you're showing your Success Club. Click that other tab that says Leadership Ladder. So if you're a new coach, you're going to see your last month rung is none. Your next rung is Business Starter. So that's like the next rung. If you would hit that, then that's what you would see. And it updates once a month after the 5th of the month. So if you go in there and you're a new coach and it doesn't say anything, wait till the 5th of the month. Sometimes it's the 6th and it'll update. So your first goal as a new coach is Business Starter. And what you have to do is you have to make $100 a month. You have to hit Success Club 5. You have to be a coach rank. Well, that's easy. That's you're already a coach rank when you sign up. So that's your first goal. So when you make Success Club 5, and think about it, if you make $40 for a challenge pack and you sell 3, 40, 80, 120, yeah, right, that right there, you're going to be it. So you sell 3 challenge packs a month and you're going to be a business starter. So that's easy. You can do that. Team Builder is $250 a month, Success Club 5, Emerald or above, and you have to have 2 coaches that are personally sponsored have at least 1 Success Club point. So you are going to focus on helping your team to get to Team Builder. And your week leg volume, you have to have 200 volume points on your week leg. So that's something that, basically throughout the entire month, you have to have cycled twice. So you can do that. Team Leader, that's your next rung, is you make $1,000 a month, Success Club 5, you have to be diamond or above, you have to have 4 coaches that have at least 1 Success Club point, and you have 5,000 volume points on your week leg. So right now I am a team leader, and I have everything to be able to hit organization leader. I am just waiting on 2 of my PS coaches to hit team leader. So that's another thing, is like right now I'm stuck right here. Even though I have this stuff here, I don't have 2 coaches that are personally sponsored as team leaders. So that's another thing too, is it's not just important for you to focus on me, but you have to help your team, because this is showing you, honestly, I like this better than focusing on diamond, because if you're a team leader, you're going to be a successful diamond. So you can't, if you're a team builder, or you're a business starter let's say business starter. If you're a business starter as a diamond, that's not showing that you have a ton of success, because it's saying you don't have 2 coaches hitting Success Club, and you don't, or it just 1 Success Club points, and you don't have 200 volume points. So that's why Team Builder as a diamond, that's a no-brainer. That's you being a product of the product. That's you, helping people each month. So making sure that you're focusing on this just as much as rank, because, this is the bread and butter of your business. So then you look at organizational leader, and it just increases, where you have to be a 2-star diamond, Success Club, $2,500 a month, have 6 coaches that have at 1 point, 15,000 volume on your week leg, 2 PS team leaders, and then executive leader is the highest you can go. And you can see how that changes money wise. Diamond is 5-star diamond, 8 coaches, 50,000 on your week leg. Woo, that would be nice. And 4 PS team leaders. So pretty cool to see. And don't look at that and be like, oh, never be an executive leader. Yes, you will. Believe it. Work towards your first rung first, but don't think that you can never do that. That's a limiting belief. You need to cut that shit out. All right, so this is another way to look at it. So if you're looking at commissions, this is, the result of the actions below. Hitting Success Club, helping mentor your coaches. So this is all on you. This right here, Success Club and highest paid rank. This is all on you. So non-negotiables. Okay, I'm going to be diamond. Okay, I'm going to hit Success Club. This is your mentorship and the hustle of your personally sponsored coaches. So if I have, 4 coaches hitting 1 Success Club, that's me helping them. And that's me having coaches that want it. And then week leg volume of, needing for a team leader, needing 5,000. This is the combination of your recruiting efforts and those in your week leg downline. So them, signing coaches and selling things and things like that. All right. So I think I talked about this already. When you look in your Coach Online office, it usually says Success Club, but if you just click the leadership ladder, it'll say where your rung is. And then you can also click, there's a little thing, it'll show the little thing I showed you earlier with all the rungs, and then it'll see more details or something, and you can find out even more details. So when you click on that, you'll see all of these together, business starter, team builder, team leader, and you can see all that. And there's a little thing at the bottom that says learn more or something like that. And then it goes into a bit greater detail there. So that was kind of all I had for that, but, I'll save that. So I had Carly, oh my gosh, she just sent me okay, I have a whole presentation for you apparently. So, oh my gosh, this might be a little too much. I might just have to oh wait, stop share. Let me open it up for questions because there's so much stuff to go through. She's like, I have a whole presentation for you. So I'll share all of that with you guys. But what questions do you have? Did everybody go look and see what rung they were at? Go check like that. Go check on what it is if you don't know where you're at, and then look at what you need to do to hit the next rung. So it'll say where you are, and it'll say what you need. So it may be commission. It may be week leg volume. It may be PS coaches hitting Success Club. So I want you to go and figure out what it is that you need to work on and make that your goal. Okay, if I need 2 PS coaches to hit Success Club, I need to, if I don't have somebody, if I don't have any coaches, I need to 1, recruit, and 2, I need to help them hit their goals. Molly says week leg volume and coaches hitting Success Club. So that's where your biggest focus is going to be. And you are going to, make sure your placement is set to your weak leg. And then you're going to work with the willing, check in on them every day, be their success partner. And this is what Carly said on our team call today that I loved. Be that new coach's success partner. Don't make them feel like they can't come to you because you're too busy. Check in on them every day. Tell them what you're doing. Ask them what they're doing. Be a friend to them in the beginning. And I've noticed that my coaches that I'm like, don't be afraid to ask me like, hey, this person said this. How do I respond? This is how I learned. I did that to Kelly all the time in the first month, and she was there to help me. So, don't worry about being like, oh my gosh, my coach is going to think I'm so annoying. In the beginning, that's what we want. We want you to come to us. We want you to ask questions and things like that. So, does anybody else have any questions about volume or, leadership ladder or rank or anything like that? And you are all muted, so if you need to unmute yourself, you can. I'm going to share my screen again real quick and share some of these things that I'm kind of just learning as I go. Okay, Brittany, if you think of anything, let me know. All right, so this is some of the things that Carly shared with me. Can you guys see this? I can't hear anybody. I can't even. All right, so this is Business Starter. Just talk to me if you can't hear it. So this is kind of broken down by photos, and I'll share these all with you. Earns $100 a month. Their Shakeology is now paid for by their earnings. Hit Success Club 5, setting an example for their future team. In the green with their business. All right, executive leader. I don't think they're in order. 5-star diamond, Success Club 5, 8 PS coaches. So this is basically, I'll share these all with you. Success Club, goal, focus, duplication. So is all going to help you with team volume growth. Okay, so take a deep breath. You're not alone. Everybody has been where you are at some point or another. I was there. I was totally doubted myself. I remember when I first signed on as a coach and I heard about Janelle Summers being a 15-star diamond, and I was like, what the heck? How is that even possible? I will never be there. I don't know how people do it. I'm going to keep trying, but that will never be me. And that was my mindset, because I always tell myself, when I was a new coach, I was still in a really dark place. And I always told myself, you're not good enough. And that was always the voice in my head. So, you just kind of have to, put that aside and realize you can do it. Believe it. And visualization is so huge. So believe you're an executive leader. Believe you're, a 5-star diamond, and start acting like it. Fake it till you make it. When you make posts, talk about your team. I don't care if you don't have anybody on your team. You have our team, and we are still a team. My team is so awesome. My challengers are so awesome. I don't care if they're not your challengers. You're just in a challenge group with other women that are challengers. Talk about that. All right, so if you're stressed, overwhelmed, you don't have time, you're not good enough, you feel like you would never get there, you're paralyzed by fear, you're not alone. Every single person on this call has felt that way. So you have to think about me. Who am I? What is my purpose? What am I doing with my life? And that's where, you have to dig deep into your why. And that's where Beachbody can help you with that. So stop chasing perfect. Choose purpose over perfect. Chasing perfect is you have to measure up to some sort of standard. Like, I have to hit diamond in 7 weeks or I will be a failure. No, it took me 6 months. Don't worry about when, if these new coaches are crushing goals and doing this, like, just focus on being the best version of you and giving it 100% every day. We don't want to compare our worth with somebody else's. It makes us believe that we'll never be content if we are, constantly comparing us to somebody else, because it doesn't matter if you're an emerald comparing yourself to a diamond or you're, me comparing myself to a 15-star diamond. You're always going to find somebody that's better than you, and comparing yourself isn't going to do anything but break you down. So, don't believe that you're just average. You just feel like you'll never be successful. So crush the shoulds. I should do this. I should do that. Go freaking do it, and go do it again and again and again, and go fail forward. And, just know that you were created for a purpose. All right. So exchange your fear for faith. Meet your fear. What are you afraid of? What are people going to think? Who is going to want to join my groups? I'm not diamond yet or making X amount of money yet. You might think I'm going to fail. I'm not good enough. It's outside my comfort zone. I'm not at my goal weight. And you think, everything has to be perfect before I start. I can't make this post until I make it absolutely perfect, or this photo needs to be edited 17,000 more times. I'm afraid of success. And there's all of these are things that you may be thinking, and that's like your fear. Being done is so much better than being perfect. It doesn't matter how bad it sucks. Just do it, and you'll learn from there. And if I see a coach that makes a post and I'm like, I will tell them, I'm like, girl, I'm so proud of you for doing that post. Next time, this is what I would do differently. And don't take offense to that. My posts all sucked in the beginning. They were literally the worst, and I still had people join my team. So, fake it till you make it. After this call, take 5 minutes and do something you're afraid of, whether it's inviting a new person that you don't really know because you're like, oh my God, this is so weird. They're going to think I'm a freak. Do it anyways. Whatever you think you're afraid of, go do that. Take 5 minutes after this call. Replacing the lies. Your lies are what you're made of, where you tell yourself, like, this was mine. I'm not good enough. I'll never be successful. I'm destined to fail. Why would anybody want to be on my team? Fill in the blank here. I know we all have some type of, demon in our head that has said something like this one time or another. So what is your truth? Anytime you find yourself in that headspace, just replace what you were saying. So when I'm feeling like I'm not good enough, I'll make a post and say, you are good enough. Like, if you're good enough for God, you are good enough for your freaking self. You are your own worst critic. So quit that. Decide that you can. Believe in the possibilities you can't see yet. Be 2 feet in. Lead while you're learning. You don't have to know everything before you have a team. What I'm doing, what I constantly do is tell you something as I'm learning. Like, I just learned this with my, personal development. Don't look at me and think like, April has it all together. She knows what she's doing. No, I am a chicken with its head cut off 99.9% of the time. And being pregnant is even worse. I have no idea how the heck I have been able to be so successful sometimes, but I know it's because I'm consistent all the time. I don't give up. I do it anyways. Sometimes it comes out really, really crappy, but that's okay. You learn from it and keep going. So failure is fertilizer. Give to your team. It's one door close. With one door closes, another door is opening. Fear is the opportunity for us to look at things differently. So recap, stop chasing perfect, meet your fear, do it anyways, do that after the call, spend 5 minutes, decide you can, and let the rest go. Stop worrying about this, and this, and that. Worry is seriously not going to help you be successful at all. Leap into faith and focus on what matters. Make room for grace and failures. Fail forward. If you have never read the book or listened to the book, Go for No, and you're afraid of failing, or you're afraid of messaging people because you're like, what if they say this? You need to read that book. It is for you. It will just speak to your heart. Clear the clutter and the negative voices in your head and the comparison game. Comparison is the thief of joy. Just stop it. And it's easier said than done. But just when you start getting in that head, when you're comparing yourself, take that negative and put it into a positive and make a post like, don't compare yourself to anybody but you yesterday. And somebody's going to be like, I needed that. I'm like, girl, it's just as much for me as it was for you, but you're welcome. Set purposeful goals, take action, encourage others, and dive all in. So, that was kind of the gist of what I wanted to go over tonight. And I'm going to see if there's any questions in the chat. Lost in Ohio here. This was a lot of information. And just know that as a new coach, look at what your rung is and focus on what your next rung is and figure out what you have to do to get there. Focus on it one thing at a time. Don't be like, how do I get to executive leader? If you do not have a rung right now, figure out what you have to do to get to business starter. And then figure out what you have to do to get to team, what is it? Team builder? I don't know. You don't have to memorize them. Just go look at it. So just take a look at what your next rung is and figure out what you have to do that. And if you're not sure, message your upline and say, okay, what do I need to do to get there? And then Abby said, do I need to make 50 PV to be active to build a business, but how often? You have to, so say you sign on a significant other and you're not making them hit Success Club. You're not worried about them having free leads or anything. They need 50 personal volume points. It doesn't need to be home direct or anything like that. They need it every 5 weeks because on the 5th week, it will fall off. So every 5 weeks, they have to order something at least 50 personal volume points, any of your coaches. For you or any of your coaches that are working the business, you're going to need 90 personal volume points on home direct for you to hit Success Club. You will not hit Success Club and you will not have leads if you're not having that 90 PV on HD. So, okay, any other questions or anything for anybody? And I just saw Kayla hopped on, and Kayla just signed up this month. She just got married in May, and she just signed up as a new coach, and she is already at Success Club 4. Yay! So she's just got one more challenge pack to sell, and then she's 1 month into her free summit ticket. And so if you guys don't know what Success Starter is, the first 3 months that you're a coach, if you hit Success Club, and so say you started in May, but you didn't hit Success Club. You actually can either do May, June, July, or June, July, August. So you get the first either that month or the next month. So it gives you a little chance because it's not fair for somebody if they signed up May 30th to be like, oh, you didn't hit Success Club in May, so you didn't get it. So that's why they do that. So I do not think it will be in Nashville next year, but we are not sure. We will find out at Summit. And what happens at Summit is Summit tickets, hold on. Mac is like yelling at me to go out. MAC, the dog, not the husband. So what happens at Summit is tickets for 2017 will go on sale and they'll be very discounted because when we got them, what was it, 125 when we got them last year? And so then after that, it was 150 and some people paid 195. So whatever it is, it's going to be discounted and it goes on sale right away. And to save yourself some stress from getting off the wait list, everybody ended up getting off, but to save yourself some stress, buy it as soon as you can. It's discounted. You know, you have a ticket, you're ready to go. And then also, you know, as a new coach, if you're gunning for the Success Starters, you can still buy it and get it refunded too. So if you're like, I really want to get it, but I'm going to buy one anyways, you can also get it refunded. So, Summit, make it non-negotiable. I'm so excited. We are 35 days away. I can't wait. We have a breakfast from 9 to 11 on Sunday for those of you that are going. We're going to do some recap, some goal setting, and some why, good stuff that will really help you kind of go home with like, okay, I learned all this. Now, what do I want to do with it? So we're going to have an action plan set in place on Sunday. So I'm super excited. So that's all I have. I will post this recording tonight and tonight at 8:30. So in 30 minutes, we're going to do the live What is Coaching event. Anybody that's in the 3-day group that you had in there for the 3-day sneak peek, invite them to join tonight and maybe they'll need a little bit of extra. I invited all of my challengers to come. So just post in your challenge group or individually message some of your active challengers and and be like, hey girl, I'm so excited that you're loving it and you're doing the program. I just want to see if you want to check out how you can get all of your goodies for 25% off. You want to hop on a live call with us on Facebook tonight at 8:30. Literally all you have to do is watch a video while on Facebook, and we kind of describe what we do as a coach. So join us there. I'd love to see you, or give somebody a compliment like, girl, I love your post. You're so motivating or inspiring or whatever. Have you ever thought about doing what I do as a coach? They may say yes, no, maybe, whatever. What does that entail? And I say, well, basically, I just work on being the best version of myself, and I encourage other people at the same time. So it's really fun. It keeps me accountable. I have actually, my coach is going to talk tonight about what coaching is, and she describes it a little better than I can. How about you hop on with us? And then if it is for you and you decide to join us by the end of the month, you'll get entered into some free shake samples or something like that. So that's basically how I do. I love to personally message people and invite them. You can invite them as many people, you can invite. But it's that personal message that makes people really want to come to it. Because how many things do you get invited to, for real? You get added to groups you don't want to be in. You get invited to blah, 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 slash bash, like, all kinds of stupid stuff. And you're like, no, thank you. So go with a personal message. Just think about how you feel when people send you invites to events. You're like, gosh, no, I don't have time for this. So personal message is the way to go. I ignore like all that shit I get invited to. So, that doesn't do it for me. And, even if I wasn't a coach or anything, I probably would still ignore it. So go for the private message. Don't think like, oh, I invited them. Maybe they might come. They said interested. The private message for that is really key. So you've got 30 minutes. Your goal is to invite at least 5 people to join us for that free, or our live call tonight. So I'm going to hop off and let you do that, and also spend 5 minutes doing something that scares you. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. I will post this sometime tonight, and if you have any questions, just reach out to us about Leadership Ladder and Volume. Bye.